I've been thinking, just curious here, and I'm really not so sure about abortion anymore. You know, it's not that a woman shouldn't have a right to choose. It's just we don't really look at the context of the choice. Now let's forget the whole underpinnings of the religious right and abstinence versus education, because I'm all for education, and if you I believe you should try abstinence if you want, but you should also have that in conjunction with education. I think you can make it pretty clear that you're supposed to abstain while knowing what to abstain from. Of course, the whole here's a rubber, now don't ever, I'd say better to have the rubber, or the protection. But, for all you religious people, let's face it, the days of faith based community are gone, and the population is too high. Abstinence just never worked, People friggin' found God in friggin' their britches. You only have to do is look through any 1950s thing and see, But the point is that even though I'm not for this 70s frigging hoo ha, let's be safe and horny, just because we're gonna, this inner city crap. If you really want to look at Planned Parenthood, why don't we give some women some more choices? Like, why don't we give the woman a choice to have her tubes tied free? Why don't we give the woman a choice to have her kids freaking, uh, well, I want to say spayed and neutered, but you know what I mean. Freaking bisectomies and tubal ligation? I forget the official word for it. We all know what it really is. Spay and neuter your friggin' rugrats is what it really is. In the lowest denominator term. Yeah, I'm in a mood. I don't care. You know, uh, People crying about, oh, I had these kids and Jesus, and no, I don't know. And, well, eh, here's a bonus on your welfare check. Now you get a friggin' annual bonus every so much increment just for not having them. You know, because the point is that we wouldn't need abortions if we had good foster care systems. We wouldn't need abortions if we didn't have overpopulation and mass immigration. I know, I'm going to hear about that one. The immigrants don't make up so much and you're just being xenophobic. Okay, fine. I could accept numbers. But damn it, when I can see freaking there's X many freaking illegal immigrants, or immigrants, mind you, and there's so much X many uh, home homelessness, joblessness people. Well, if you eliminate one void, I imagine the other would freaking follow suit. I don't even imagine. I know it. So, and then, well, we could just give every young thug a bisectomy. If his mom said, oh, I don't want any more children, I don't even want them to have children. Fine. Give the kids bisectomies and friggin' tubulostomies or whatever they're called. Oh, I know. Maybe that's denying the choice of a child before it has to have a choice. But we got so many people. There'll still be people. There'll be people who say no, and there'll be people who say yes. And most importantly, and forgive me for being a little bit of a freaking Darwinist, but that puts an evolutionary context on who survives and who doesn't. that lets friggin', for all you people who love evolution and science and nature, you should let evolution, science, and nature play in humanity's frigging procreation. Because that way, instinctively, a mother knows whether she's having a little postpartum depression or whatever, that's nature's little way of saying, you shouldn't have been there. Now, you might say to me, well, do you really think you would have been there? Honestly, I get the feeling from my mom when she was alive that, maybe I wouldn't have. But I really don't care. Because if there was a lot of not me's, even though I like me, maybe you don't, but I do, for whatever I've got to say for myself. But it doesn't matter if there was a me, if I was blonde-haired, blue-eyed genius, if I was some Swedish supermodel, it was just a bunch of chicks instead of ratio to dudes. It doesn't matter what race or gender or hair or eye color or how tall I am. What would matter would be that there wouldn't be, so to speak, an absence of me. There would only be another person that would be of me. Because there's no waiting room in the heaven for babies to get their bodies with souls, I saw some 50s show like that one time where the kids were waiting, they're waiting to go to heaven. They spin the magic wheel and they get to choose where to live, and who to be, and bullshit. The fact of the matter is, whoever would be here would be the person talking. And unfortunately, it's the tallest, most gifted, most beautiful that justify themselves with the most proletarian attitudes, Oh no! Everyone must be wonderful and beautiful and have every chance in the world. And the hidden conceit is, just like me! I'm actually thinking of somebody on YouTube, but it's alright. It's, what it really is? And I'll tell you my first biggest prejudice. You know what the problem is? Tall people. Get their friggin' heads in the clouds so much. You can't tell who's really tall and short on YouTube by their videos, but damn, tall people got their heads stuck in the clouds, for a better term. Because because their feet don't reach the ground, so I guess their head wouldn't reach their ass. Look at them. If you see tall people, you'll see some guy sitting there in front of a microphone. That's why we got the problems we got. They run around in their friggin' SUVs and their friggin' Bobos, and doesn't matter if they're liberal or conservative. It's tall people. That's the problem. Yeah. And they all look down on us. That's what the problem is. That's why everybody should get friggin', if they don't want to be friggin' born, they shouldn't. That's it. Goodbye.